All right, this is the Friday, September 1st edition of the Carolina Weather Video. A lot to talk about today. Very unsettled weather set up across the region. We're closely monitoring the severe weather potential here as today rolls along as well. So let's get right into it. There's a look during the 5 o'clock hour this morning from our Greensboro tower camera, and we're looking at a mild and muggy start to the day. We'll take a peek down towards Charlotte as well. There's the Dowd YMCA camera, a lot of low cloud cover, temperature 71, and look at that dew point up there at 70, so the muggier air is back in place across the region. These were highs yesterday. Charlotte only 74 with clouds and rain, but look at Columbia, 93. What a spread there up the Interstate 77 corridor between Columbia and Charlotte. 80s from roughly Greensboro eastward in the North Carolina region as well. These were highs in the Triad viewing area yesterday. There's the Charlotte viewing areas, high temperatures back on Thursday. But let's talk about what's happening today. Here's the radar early this morning, and showers already developing out there, and that chance for showers and storms will be with us even this morning. There's the circulation of the remnants of Harvey moving through Middle Tennessee, and you have this band of rain and a few thunderstorms down through Alabama and Georgia. It was a pretty active weather day yesterday with some severe weather. In fact, let me see if I can pull up the storm report map from yesterday, and there were a number of issues with some tornadic activity back into parts of Tennessee, northeastern Mississippi, and western Alabama. And that severe weather threat shifting into the Carolinas today. Complex setup here. We have this frontal boundary draped through the region. It's slowly easing southward. North of that front, it'll be a pretty stiff northeast wind this afternoon with much cooler air. South of the front, much warmer and a southeasterly wind in place. So, for instance, here's Futurecast and how it's resolving this front. This is lunchtime today. And then notice as we progress into the afternoon, there's that front easing southward. So you take the model at face value. You have a mid-afternoon temperature in the 80s in Asheboro and Troy, but only in the 60s for the I-40 corridor. And just focusing in on the Charlotte viewing area, same basic idea, although most of the Charlotte region for a good chunk of the afternoon stays in the warmer and more unstable air. So with all that said, here's the future radar product from the high-resolution computer modeling. Locations near and south of that front have a pretty decent threat of some severe weather today. And so here's the, as I cut the video, the latest severe weather outlook. The yellow shaded area, that is a Category 2 or slight risk of severe weather. And that's roughly I-40 and points south. And I think that's a pretty good delineation of the severe weather threat. It will all depend on the placement of that front. But locations near and south of that front definitely need to closely monitor the severe weather potential. And here's the deal. This is 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's the front close to I-40. South of the front, it's a southerly and southeasterly flow at the surface. And on top of that surface flow out of the southeast, up at 5,000 feet, it's a southwesterly flow. That creates a rotation in the atmosphere, and any thunderstorms that do develop in that warmer and more unstable air can tap into that wind energy and cause some severe weather issues. So we'll watch that carefully as we go through the afternoon, have a reliable way of hearing watches and warnings should they be required, and of course we'll keep you up to date here on Spectrum News. All right, now tomorrow, maybe some clouds to start the day, but I think for the Piedmont, sunshine builds in pretty quickly. Showers and storms largely end tonight, and it's a pretty good weekend setup. So Saturday looks good. There's your rain totals. This is today and this evening, 1 to 2 inches on average. There'll be some variability here and there, but that's the average as we go through the next 12 hours. But tomorrow looks great by the afternoon. Sunshine, highs in the 80s. Sunday, sunshine in full force. All right, tropical update time. We're watching Irma. Irma has really strengthened quickly out there in the Atlantic Ocean. It is now a major hurricane, a Category 3 hurricane, 115 mile per hour sustained winds. Probably going to become a Category 4 over the weekend or early next week. Maybe even a Category 5. We'll see. But it's out there in the open water for the next 4 to 5 days. No problem. Thereafter, as we get toward midweek, it might approach the northeastern Caribbean. And from there, the northwest track continues, and it's just way too soon to tell. There's all sorts of stuff floating around Facebook and Twitter, the scare tactics, the fear-mongering. It's ridiculous at this point. Anybody from Cuba and the Dominican Republic and Haiti on up through Bermuda These are all possibilities for an eventual track of Irma. It's way down the road. Any of those options are on the table, and any strength of this system is on the table. It's just too soon to tell. We're talking 8-9 days from now. So I would just say take all that with a big, big grain of salt. And these are the stuff you see floating around on social media. A couple of examples here. Here is the GFS model with this out at Saturday evening of next week, so the 9th of September. And then you go a little bit later, there's the system lifting northwest, and then finally, actually this is, I'm sorry, this was yesterday's run, so forget I just showed you that. The latest run takes it further to the north. I thought I put that in there, I guess I did not. But either way, the latest run puts it further to the north. Oh, here we go. Stuck it in the wrong folder. Here we go. So here's the latest GFS. There you go. So this is valid Sunday morning of next weekend. There he goes, heading for a landfall at the Delmarva Peninsula and inland from there. On the other hand, the European winds up looking like it's going to recurve and stay offshore. The European ensemble has us down into Cuba. So again, it's just way, way too soon for any type of scaremongering or fear tactics, any of that type of thing. Just something to watch over the next 8 to 10 days, and we'll keep you up to date on our tropical updates at 21 and 51 past the hour. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Have a great weekend, and God bless.